Yes, my name is Johnny Lucio. I am the pastor and founder of Second Chance Ministry of Georgia. I just like to share a little bit about myself. I started this ministry with the help of God's guidance and direction about 5 years ago in October. I believe it was 2012. And ever since then, been able to go into several different prisons. I've been able to go into death row, just different things like that. We've done tent revivals. We've done outreach ministry of all sorts, uh, from soup kitchens to just going out there and just talking to the community, and also joining up with other churches and that are having outreach ministry and going and being a part of that. But couldn't have happened without my life taking a major change in 2004. 2004, after 2 years after I lost my first wife, in 2002, I went down a dark path and got involved with some heavy duty drugs. I'd already had a issue with alcohol, and so it just grew into the drugs. First it was crank, then crack, and then anything we could get a hold of. Uh, Used to run through roadblocks and just didn't even care about nothing. Didn't care if we got caught. Didn't care about nothing. But in 2004, as after seeing one of my relatives die in front of us, after he said he wanted to be just like me, and we'd been partying, doing drugs and everything else, drinking, and hadn't seen him in a long time. But he wanted to join the old gang, which the gang had was no longer in existence. But he always wanted to be known as he was part of the group, because he came on the scene a few years after all we had split the gang up. But so we let him join up. Of course, he died that same night, and so that took me even to the point as I really didn't care about nothing. And seeing a man lose his life like that, it takes a toll on a person. So anyhow, then I went from that to just really just doing whatever I thought I could do, and in 2004, it was about where I was about to take the life of four people. That's when God got a hold of me. He delivered me from the drugs that night. I cried, I talked to God, I argued with God, I did so much with God that day that I just really had no clue of what direction to take. And so I asked him that I needed to get away from there, and he got me out of there. A year or so later, I said, God, I'm tired of running. He sent somebody my way. I got involved in church up in Indiana, and Charlestown, Indiana, where I'm still in touch with a lot of those folks. Some of those folks are no longer with us, though. But anyhow, just a lot of great folks over there in that area. And even though the church closed a couple of years later, but I was able to be a part of that for a while. And then God moved me back into Georgia, where I would start prison ministry. But just before that, a man in his movie was on there on CMT one, I guess it was on a summer day, and I'd already was feeling the call for prison ministry. Well, this guy was on there, and I knew after the show was over that what God was calling me to do. So I answered the call. It would be 2 years later before I ever got the chance. In 2008, I was involved. We got involved with my wife, now my second wife, and we started going to women's prison. And then after that, I got involved with Kairos Prison Ministry. But I always wanted to get my team in there into the prison ministry, and so we started off, just like going into the Spalding Detention Center in Griffin, Georgia, like once a year, and went with a and put on a concert there with some musicians, and then after that, I was able to get in there a couple of different times with the pastor that got me there, and he also got me into the doors at Death Row. Pastor Chester Mildner, and so I owe a great deal to him as well. But on the night that I would be getting home before going into Death Row for the very first time, the guy that inspired me into prison ministry called me up that night. We talked for a while, and as we talked, it was just amazing that he would call the night before I would go into Death Row. And so I got to shake the man's hand about 2 months later. And so anyhow, it was just a great experience. I still stay in touch with him. And so just felt like I owe a great deal to him as well. So there's just been a lot of people that have influenced me in the few years that I've been doing this, and continue to just seek out those that have been doing it for a while, just to get just experience, I guess would be the word, and help me stay focused, because if you just rely on one person and keep your eyes on one person, then that person might let you down and things change or whatever, and then you feel let down, like, man, what happened. But anyway, I drive 18-wheelers. Pretty obvious. I'm sitting in a truck right now doing this video, but so I drive full time and travel wherever I need to go, and but it's been really an awesome ride. Where God would take me next, who knows? Right now, the video's been shot, and it's April the 17th. Well, almost the 18th now, almost midnight. But anyway, it's just really just felt great, man, to be able to get ready for another Kairos Prison Ministry, which, like I said, I'm still involved with Kairos Prison Ministry. And then on Sunday night, I had the opportunity with Second Chance Ministry to minister to those guys right after a Kairos weekend. And let me tell you, it doesn't get no better than that. And so I just encourage people, if they're got the ears to hear, then answer the call. If you hear God calling, you better answer the call, because you know what? He will put somebody in there. He will cover it. But if you got the opportunity, whether it's prison ministry, whatever it is, man, soup kitchen, being out there, man, reaching out to the community, whether the community can come to you or not, go to them. Find something that you can go and help them out. Ladies, get out there and get involved with women's ministry, that sort of stuff, And but just if you're out there and you got a loved one that's locked up, I can't go see them all, but I can pray for them. I can try to get send some kind of message to them, or a letter of encouragement, whatever it may take. Just look me up, find out where I'm at. I'm in the Griffin area, but I travel all over the place, during the week, so never know where I'm gonna be. If you recognize me out there on the road, hey man, give me a holler. I don't have the shirt on right now, but you'll always see a lot is Second Chance Ministry logo on my shirts, and I don't know if you can see it on my hat, but anyway. I'm just really just looking forward to whatever God's got in store for me. We're trying to get a building to where we can have an outreach center. But that's up to God. If that's what He wants, then we'll do it. We'll make it happen. But just thought I'd share something about me, where I come from. I grew up in West Texas, and just God appointed me to and chose me. He saved me from a lifetime of I could have been on death row. So whatever He wants to use me on, that's what I want to do. And looking for more people to get involved with this and to go to places like I go to. And if you're in a different area and want to start something up like we're doing with us or whatever, we can help you get started. But you got to be dedicated. You can't be flip-flopping around. You can't say, oh, I want in and then you want out and this and that. I mean, if you're serious about God's business, then I'm serious about helping you. But if you're playing around and then you're just wasting your own time, I mean, I help you if I can. And but if you're playing around and you really don't, you're not ready, then start getting ready. God bless.